A single small mistake can end this hunt in silence. Welcome back to the wild. African wild dogs do not rely on individual strength. They hunt through speed, discipline, and flawless coordination. Every close approach has a purpose, and every movement is calculated by the entire pack. Today, this is why wild dogs are considered one of the most efficient hunters on the savanna. A brief moment of inattention at the water's edge breaks a familiar sense of safety. The crocodile's approach unfolds in complete silence, so fast that no reaction has time to form. The surface closes again, restoring a deceptive calm. Along this thin line between survival and loss, a single second of distraction can change everything. Shelter beneath dry soil cannot conceal movement for long. Coordinated digging steadily tightens the space from all sides. Panic disrupts the timing needed for an effective escape. For wild dogs, collective pressure is the most reliable hunting tool. Hidden within low grass, the lioness waits for the smallest lapse. A brief, decisive advance is enough to halt the pack's momentum. No pursuit is required. The danger boundary is clearly set. The approach begins quietly. Each step blending into open terrain. At the right moment, the pack closes in from multiple angles. Long strides, lean bodies, and endurance allow sustained speeds of up to 37 miles per hour. The outcome is not decided by a single lunge, but by the ability to maintain constant pressure. A subtle disturbance breaks the stillness of the dry ground. A keen sense of smell guides the pack to the source. Focused digging steadily removes every escape option. The target is exposed before it can change direction. When instinct is precise, the hunt ends quickly. Darkness is not enough to hide movement once the warthog is detected early. The pack coordinates tightly, forcing it out of cover. Pressure is applied without pause, leaving no room to counter. Once the space opens, numbers and discipline take control. An attempt to lift the prize into the trees is interrupted by an unexpected crowd. The leopard chooses safety, leaving the ground to prevent escalation. Wild dogs quickly take control, but stability does not last. Other opportunists arrive, turning the meal into a test of group resolve. The balance shifts repeatedly as pressure builds from multiple directions. Along a narrow path through the grassland, a sudden encounter brings everything to a standstill. Yeah, the elephant herd tightens formation at once. Adults forming an outer barrier. Calves are moved to the center, a secure zone. Faced with that mass and determination, the wild dogs stop. The living barrier holds, and order is maintained by greater strength. What appears to be calm water suddenly turns into a deadly trap as a crocodile launches a lightning-fast strike. A distress call cuts through the moment, and the wild dog pack turns back at once, leaving no one behind. They are not stronger than the ambush predator, but precise coordination creates a fragile moment of balance. Tension is present from the very first steps. Every movement of the bull elephant serves as a silent warning. The wild dogs probe briefly, then ease off. Instinct speaks before risk crosses the limit. In the wild, retreating at the right moment is also a survival choice. Outnumbered, the lioness does not withdraw. She holds her ground, each measured step back opening space for her cub to escape. Sustained pressure does not distract her from that purpose. In that moment, maternal instinct rises above all tactical calculation. The terrain becomes increasingly unfavorable as the fawn is pushed toward still water. One wild dog steps in first, accepting risk to close off the escape route. Teammates wait along the bank, coordinating quickly and precisely. When options disappear, the outcome is decided in silence. The pack suddenly changes tempo, drawing the lion's attention in another direction. Amid the confusion, one individual remains motionless, just long enough to disrupt the predator's response. An opening appears for only a few short breaths. On the savanna, strategy is not about strength. It is about reading reactions correctly. The wild dogs advance in their familiar rhythm. Pressure spread evenly as in earlier hunts. This time they face a body far beyond their calculations. The elephant does not need to accelerate. A few forward steps are enough to break the formation. Distance opens and the structure dissolves without sound. A rare water hole becomes a flashpoint as elephants arrive with unmistakable resolve. The wild dogs are forced back, step by step, away from that critical boundary. There is no prolonged chase, only a clear assertion of control. There is no reckless charge, only calm and steady defense. The wild dog pack surrounds her, but does not cross the danger line. Both sides understand their limits and stop at the right moment. The encounter ends not with victory, but with mutual recognition of strength. A sudden sound makes the pack turn back, but ahead stands a force they cannot close in on. The wild dogs keep their distance, probing while searching for a narrow opening. The lion does not need to move much. Its presence alone freezes the balance. Loyalty pulls the pack closer, but survival instinct holds them at the boundary. Young individuals are always within reach of pack hunters. As the wild dogs apply pressure to the lioness, a brief opening appears. She steps forward and holds the line, drawing risk toward herself. The moment the cub slips out of sight, her protective role is complete. In open ground, a lone individual quickly falls into a disadvantage. The wild dogs tighten formation, turning numbers into constant pressure. Every defensive response is disrupted by precise coordination. With no pause to recover, the balance shifts toward the more disciplined group. The wild dogs maintain pressure as the male lion moves through their range. But size and authority create a boundary they cannot cross. The lion does not change pace. continuing as if the pressure is not there. The standoff dissolves on its own, with distance preserved from start to finish. As food becomes scarce, even brief glances can spark tension. The lioness holds control just long enough to assert position, then chooses to leave. This is not avoidance, but calculation for the days ahead. No hunt is worth spending more energy than it returns. In an environment shaped by human presence, vigilance falls out of rhythm. The leopard approaches with silence and its familiar speed. Then an unexpected reaction and a rare opening appear. The prey escapes control by a narrow margin, a reminder that nature allows no absolutes. The male lion does not chase chaos along the road. He waits for one individual to step close enough for full control. The approach is unhurried because the prey has already crossed the danger line. Once the hind legs are held, flight turns instantly into containment. Young animals that fall behind are always in the highest risk zone. The wild dog pack coordinates smoothly, closing distance through endurance and speed. The buffalo mother commits fully to defense, but the situation does not favor a prolonged confrontation. A withdrawal is chosen to preserve strength. The hunt concludes according to the harsh logic of natural selection. As the hunt begins to take shape, it is interrupted by the presence of a male lion. A single moment is enough to reverse the rhythm. Size and authority dissolve any coordinated intent. The pack hesitates and holds a safe distance rather than risking escalation. The encounter unfolds before either side is fully prepared. The male lion does not rush forward, taking only one clear step. The safe gap disappears and the pack's rhythm breaks instantly. No pursuit is needed. Presence alone completes the task. Pack hunters know exactly when to stop. As conflict settles, a new cycle quietly begins. After roughly 60 to 63 days, a new generation emerges under collective protection. The first weeks are a period of rapid learning under constant pressure. Survival is passed on through action, like a conditioned response. Amid the noise of feeding, an unfamiliar silhouette appears at the edge of the plain. A male lion approaches slowly, enough to disrupt the routine rhythm. Confidence fades, and a coordinated withdrawal follows. The food is abandoned as safety takes priority above all else. The moment a familiar signal appears, the wild dog pack tightens formation. Sustained pressure forces the hyenas into a defensive stance. Timely support from their group quickly breaks the encirclement. Food and safety take precedence. The standoff ends when both sides recognize the limits that must be kept. The young becomes the focus of every threat. The lioness steps forward, turning her body into the final boundary. Close approaches are stopped with uncompromising resolve. When a safe opening appears, the cub withdraws successfully. The task is complete. Thank you for staying through the final moments of today's journey. If these survival stories encourage deeper observation and reflection on the wild, stay with the channel, leave a like, and subscribe to continue the journey ahead. More encounters are still waiting beyond the horizon.